Hey guys, welcome into another weekly portfolio update. Starting off with the stocks here, there's been quite a lot of earnings this week. So a lot of earnings coming out for a lot of the stocks they own. You can see up here I've got Smile Direct Club, Palantir, Tattooed Chef, Beyond Meat, Fiverr and SPCE. Probably just clicking through those, you probably saw the trend is down for the week, with the exception being Fiverr. So Fiverr actually did real well, moving up 20% on earnings, and yeah, keeping those gains for the rest of the week, or dipping a bit, and then regaining those gains. Yeah, so Smile Direct Club went down to like $4.03, or looks like it actually tipped below $4, which is pretty crazy. Obviously, people weren't too impressed with their earnings. I'm not going to go super in depth on the earnings because I don't specifically know too much about the earnings, and I'm not planning on selling or selling any of these that like move down on earnings or anything. So just going to be holding on to them. But yeah, Smile Direct Club moved down quite a bit on earnings. Unfortunate, but is what it is. We got Palantir as well, moved down quite a bit on earnings. Like the initial was about 10%, but yeah, lost up to like 17%. Yeah, Palantir, another one. Could look at buying more at that price, but we'll see where my money decides it wants to go. Yeah, so Tattooed Chef was an interesting one. So we actually had a bit of a weird situation where they postponed their earnings. See if there's any news about it in here. No, it's not immediately visible, but yeah, there was they essentially have delayed their earnings, and people didn't like that because they announced it on the day that they were delaying, and yeah, people kind of like left in the lurch. Everyone's speculating that it could be like bad earnings or something, but yeah, who really knows until they actually come out and with the actual earnings. But yeah, we were down 10.5% this week on Tattooed Chef, which is my largest position in the stock market. So yeah, moved down my stock portfolio a bit. That's alright. It's not too bad, to be honest. Considering we're just down about $1,000, we're $956 this week across the entire portfolio. So it's not too much of a big move, to be honest. Although, speaking of big moves, Beyond Meat down 20% just on earnings, just real quick move, and yeah, about 15% for the entire week. So yeah, that's not so great. I still hold, how much do I hold of Beyond Meat? 2.2k. Yeah, I mean, it's probably a position that I have less conviction in than a lot of others, so maybe I should have sold it earlier, but never did, just held on to it, and that's pretty much what I'm going to continue to do, because I still believe in the company long term. I just, think in the short term it had a bit too much hype in it, and I probably paid more for it than I should have, but hindsight. SPCE obviously had a bit of a rocky road this week on earnings, like yeah, up 10%, then down the same 10%, so a whole lot of nothing actually happened. But I mean, earnings on SPCE, like, they don't even make any money, really. They barely make anything, so I mean, I'm not expecting this one to earn any money anytime soon. It's just, the only reason I really hold it is because it goes through these incredible hype cycles. Like, maybe one time I'll catch it in a hype cycle and sell it for, an outrageous gain, but we'll see how it goes. It's probably due for a hype cycle sometime soon. But yeah, I'm just going to hold that one for now. Fiverr, I mean, we're quite a bit down on where I was buying, so I mean, Fiverr, I never thought it would go down so low when I first saw it in the 200 range. Like, yeah, you can see my cost is 198. It first hit 200 and I was just plowing all my money into it, and yeah, built it out to quite a big position. We're at 192 now, so it's come up, but I mean, where it was this week, like down at 160, man, I was down, 20-25% on my investment. quite far down. But yeah, almost break even now. Yeah, still just going to hold on to Fiverr because I no longer hold Upwork and I want to be in this this sector. The I don't really know what you freelance market. Yeah, just want to have something in the freelance market because yeah, Upwork was my other one that I had. I wonder how Upwork's doing. Haven't actually looked in quite a while. I can't actually remember what I sold it for, but I mean it hasn't gone too far since I can't even remember when I sold it, to be honest, but I did sell it with a huge gain, so pretty happy with that. Yeah, stocks in total down $956 this week, and that leaves my all-time returns at 30%, because my cost basis is 43,000 on the whole portfolio. Yeah, so portfolio hasn't really been doing a whole lot recently in terms of stocks, but yeah, hopefully we get out of that. Over to crypto. So we have a portfolio worth $8.5 grand. During this week, we actually saw some incredible run-ups in across the board in crypto. So I reached an all-time high on the crypto portfolio of $9,200, which is absolutely insane. Yeah, I have $400 in cash, so in and around the highs, not specifically right at the top of the highs, but around there I was trimming bits of positions and ended up with $400 in USDT ready to deploy if there's any dips, and I can buy up those dips. Yeah, so with my portfolio at $8.5 grand, cost basis of $2,000, that's roughly a 320% return, which is kind of insane. I've been in crypto around about 1 year now. I started November 2020. Can't remember specifically where in the month, but that's kind of irrelevant. Around a year ago, and up 320%, which is awesome. You pretty much can't really get that kind of return on anything, any other assets, unless you do insanely well somehow, get super lucky. So yeah, super happy with my crypto portfolio, how it's gone. Got $6.5 grand profits in here, and I mean, I kind of think of it as I've spent around 6,000 on crypto mining equipment so far, so I'm essentially reinvesting profits into hardware. So even if crypto goes to zero tomorrow, I've kind of only spent the profits. Well, technically I still got my two grand in there, so I hope it doesn't go to zero, but you know what I mean. I've only reinvested profits into equipment so far, but I do want to go beyond that because yeah, I do believe in the future potential of crypto, and I do like the fact that I can get a passive income from buying hardware that I just run in my own home. So yeah, hopefully that works out well. Some of the big ones this week have been just Bitcoin and Ethereum, the go-tos. Yeah, a lot of others have been running up with them, but honestly the ones that have been outperforming this week have just been the main two. Bitcoin and Ethereum here. We're up at 4,800, I believe, maybe 4,900 for Ethereum, which was an all-time high, and Bitcoin was at 68,000, I believe, or roundabout. So yeah, another all-time high for Bitcoin. Just doing really well at the moment. Yeah, onto the mining. So got my mining running away here. I also mine on this computer, but not currently running the mining at the moment. I make around $15 a day, 15 New Zealand dollars profit, so after power and everything. And you can see here, if I refresh this, got 378. Well, I mean, if I convert this into what I actually got, so 0.08161 Ethereum, So you can see that I've got $536 sitting there waiting to be cashed out. Yeah, kind of sitting here with an issue that I don't want to pay more than 75 GWEI. The base fee at the moment is 126, so I mean 126 network fee works out to this price here. So if we convert that, it's 17.42 New Zealand dollars. I don't really want to pay that. Like, I'd be happy with $10, so I'm just gonna wait for the network transaction fee to drop down to 75. It did just drop down to 92, but I mean it's all over the place. 92 is probably the lowest I've seen it in quite a while, to be honest, but hopefully, because the price of Ethereum is just kind of like leveling off at the moment. It's not quite as high as it was just the other day, 2 days ago as well. Like, hopefully that means that there'll be less activity in the market, less transactions going on, and that should lower the network transaction fee. I found that when the market starts dropping from an all-time high, that's when everyone is like panic transacting, and the network transaction fee just goes insanely high. We're looking at like 260 and stuff. Like, you got to be careful with the transaction fees if you're mining. I know there's other ways you can get paid out for mining. Like, if you come over to, I think, settings here, you can change your payment methods using Polygon network and stuff like that to reduce the transaction fee or not pay one at all. But yeah, I've opted for this method to get my money all the way back out to New Zealand dollars. So yeah, just gonna have to wait for that to happen, and hopefully it doesn't take long. But yeah, should be getting 500 New Zealand dollars roughly all the way back to my bank account. So far I've managed to get one lot of $137 back to my bank account, and yeah, so I wanted to that was like my test run, make sure I can actually find a method of getting it all the way back. And I've been using Easy Crypto to withdraw it. I used, is it Trust Wallet? I believe it's called. Yeah, Trust Wallet to store the coins, and then from there I use Easy Crypto to sell crypto to New Zealand dollars. Yeah, I'll hopefully have an update on that next week if the network base fee goes a bit lower between now and then. Yeah, hopefully. In terms of getting more hash power onto my mining, I've been looking at 3080 Ti's for this price here, and also looking at 6700 XTs at the moment for this price here. It's kind of the best deal I can get at the moment. The 6800s have gone up in price, and so have the 6600 XTs. And a lot of others across the board, 3060s, 3060 Ti's keep going up. So yeah, all the prices change daily, or at least weekly. So these ones have stayed the same for a while. So I mean, they're probably going to change soon. But yeah, these ones are the ones that I'm looking at the moment. Hopefully by next payday I can get one of these at least. Or if I can find a good deal on a 6800, maybe I'll go for one of them as well. Or instead of, I mean. Or if I can finally get a top-up loan on my house, I might consider doing a big purchase and buying a couple of GPUs, or 2 or 3. But we'll see how that goes. I want the valuation of my house to actually make it worth it, which brings me on to my house. So don't have anything to put on screen for my house, but I'll talk about it. So my house is now worth $586,000. Which I bought it for $420,000. So my approximate return on investment is like 130% or so, because I put in about 116,000, including the 84,000 deposit, 28,000 renovations, and like 4 or 5 grand closing costs. So I think after you've done the math on that, it's around 130% profit or so. So yeah, that's also an outrageously good investment. I've had the house for a bit over a year, and the market, yeah, as we all know, New Zealand housing market just went crazy, which is kind of lucky for me, maybe not so lucky for others who have missed out. Yeah, I'll go through the math on my net worth just to give an update. So, house is worth 586,000 minus 338 is the mortgage. So, that's the equity I have in my house is 248,000, and then we've got 56,000 in stocks here, and 8.5 in stocks. In crypto. So, yeah, 312,000 is my net worth. I'm not going to include any mining equipment like value because, with the theoretical equipment tanking in price if the mining becomes non-profitable or whatever. So I don't want to add in any of that equipment to my net worth because it could not be worth anything at some point or be worth a very minimal. So yeah, I just count that as nothing. Anything that has like a fiscal value that I can associate to it, like if I were to sell it today, then I'll put that in there. So yeah, stocks, crypto, and property is all I'm going to include in that net worth calculation. So yeah, 312,000 at 24, almost 25 next month, turn 25. Hopefully I can get a third of the way to being a millionaire by then. But yeah, not really too bothered about making any specific numbers. Yeah, it's pretty much all I got for this update. So yeah, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to support the channel, and have a great day. See ya.